Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a dude with the plot. I guess if you're plotting a bunch of cards, this can be good. Sure. It only triggers once because it's only the second spell. But it's cheap. It's 2 mana. Turn 2, play this. Not that big a deal. Eh, it's fine. What the fuck? Calamity Galloping Inferno. 6 mana for a 4/6 with haste. I like that. It's attacking immediately. Whenever Calamity Galloping Inferno attacks while saddled, choose a non-legendary creature that's saddled it this turn and create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Repeat this process once. Okay. You've got a 1/1. You play you play Calamity. You saddle Calamity. He attacks immediately. You make another 1/1 that's also attacking. And then you make another 1/1 that's also attacking because you repeated the process. This has to be good, right? Unless they have, like, removal the instant it comes down. This is copy a creature twice, they're attacking, smash. Like, on the turn it comes down because it's got haste as well. This card's great. I want to use this card. I want to play this card. This card sounds awesome. Caught in the Crossfire. 3 mana. Caught in the Crossfire deals 2 damage to each outlaw. Or 3 deals 2 damage to each non-outlaw. Remember what I said, that red might have a way to just deal damage, or 1 damage to everything, or 2 damage to everything? Fibblethip is crying right now, because for 3 mana, you could just blow him and everything else off the board, probably. I think this is certainly more playable than that black -1/-1 thing. Is it good, though? It's instant speed. 3 mana, 2 to everything. Yeah, this is probably fine. And you can choose which one. For 4 mana, you can just blow up the entire board, or 2 damage to the entire board. This is fine. I think this is okay. This is playable. Cunning Coyote. Haste. Ooh, looks like we've got a lot more new haste things to come. It's 2 mana for a 2/2 with haste. When it enters the battlefield, another type creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains haste. And it's got plot. Okay, I like this. So you plot this, and then you play something else, and then this comes down and gives whatever that something else is haste. And then they both go. This is a good little card. I like this. I like that card a lot. Deadeye Duelist. 2 mana, 1/3 with reach. That deals 1 damage to target opponent for 1. It's fine. You're probably going to want a bunch of reach creatures, because we saw how much flying blue and white had. And the ping is, maybe relevant. Maybe they're on that last life, and maybe this kills them. I'm not too excited to be running one of these, but, you probably run 1. Maybe 2. Demonic Ruckus. Hey, that's Rakdos. How's he doing? I did know Rakdos was in the set. I have seen the title Rakdos the Muscle, but I haven't actually seen the card yet. But I knew he was here. As much as I love Rakdos, I did already see Rakdos. 2 mana for enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, has menace and trample. Okay. And whenever it's put into a graveyard, draw a card. And you can plot it. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm fine with this. Replaces itself when it comes off a creature. I like this card. This is another decent... Like, if there's a bunch of haste things and this sort of stuff, you can get really aggressive with red. I like this. Discerning Peddler. 2 mana for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. Okay, you may loot. Sure. It's a fine card. It's a very average, you just run 1 of these or 2 of these and you're okay about it because it loots. Sure, whatever. Explosive Derailment. For 3 mana, 4 damage to target creature, like that. For 3 mana, destroy target artifact. Yes, I think this is good. Instant speed. You can either destroy an artifact or deal 4 damage. It's one of those ones. I like these modal ones that give you different options. Like, I think this is good. I think this is a good card. I would take it in limited at least. It's good in limited again. Yeah, in limited. What the fuck? Ferocification? Ferocification. Interesting. 3 mana for an enchantment at the beginning of combat on your turn. Choose one. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Target creature you control gains menace and haste until end of turn. This is a card that probably isn't good enough, but I still want to run it just because. Again, you play some fat green bomb and then go, oh, and it's got haste and menace, and your opponent goes, concede. Like, it's one of those cards where it's probably not good, but God, I want it to be just go ham. I like it. I'd probably run this card. It's probably not good. Maybe it's good in limited because, you know, giving a creature haste every turn is probably really gross. But yeah, I'd run this card. Even if it drops turn 3, I'd probably run this card. Gila Corsa. 3 mana for a 4/2. Whenever it attacks while saddled, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Ooh, I like this one. This card's good. A 3 mana 4/2. It's aggressively statted. Saddles for 1. And if they don't blow it up, you swing with it on your turn saddled. Get an extra card off the top of your library. Yeah, big fan. Like this card. The Great Train Heist. Okay. For 4 mana, untap all creatures you control. If it's your combat phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. Okay. 3 mana, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Jesus, that's good. 2 mana, choose target opponent. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to that player this turn, create a tapped treasure token. Okay, this is scary. So what? 1, 4, 5, 6. So for 7, you So for 7, you swing with everything. So you swing with everything. Declare all your attackers. Pay 7. Untap, there's an additional combat phase. Everything gets +1/+1 and for +1/+0 and first strike. And anything that hits you, I get treasure. Bam. Go again. Bam. Treasure ocean. Right? This is... I mean, if you can do this for 6... Yeah, honestly, you probably don't give a shit about the treasure. If you can do this for 6, 2 attack steps, all your creatures get +1/+0 and gain first strike, you probably just win the game. This is probably like 6 mana, you win the game. Yep. I think so. I think this is 6 mana, you win the game. Unless you've just been board wiped or you're really far behind. Have we seen a board wipe yet? Yes, the white one. White had a board wipe. For like 7, but still, white had a board wipe. Yes. Hell to pay. Oh, it costs X. That's where all those treasures go. 1 and X deals X damage to target creature. Boo! Not face. I want face. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to the creature this way. Boo! Let me laser cannon you in the face. Alright, fine. It's removal. You probably just play it. It's removal, and you can make a bunch of treasure tokens out of it. It's probably not very efficient removal, but you just fuck it. It's removal, fine. Hellspur Brute. It's a 5 mana 5/4 with affinity for Outlaws. Okay. With Trample. This is probably pretty good. I mean, a lot of cards seem to be Outlaws, especially in red, black, and blue. So you can probably get this costing 2 or 3. 2 or 3 for a 5/4 with Trample is scary. I like this card. I think this card's good. Hellspur Posse Boss. Okay. 4 mana for a 2/4. Other outlaws you control have haste. This is a good card. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 of the mercenary tokens we don't care about. So it's actually a 4/6 for 4 that gives every other outlaw you control haste. And on that turn... Oh no, it can't attack itself. But on that turn, it can give something +2/+0 because the 2 mercenaries that it made do have haste. This is a good card. Red's got some nice cards as well. Holy shit. Highway Robbery. Okay. 2 mana. You may discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards. This is good. The sacrifice a land bit is what does it. Discard a card, draw 2 is kind of commonplace in red. But sack a land, draw 2 is pretty good. It's got plot as well, so you can do it late, save it for later, which I like. Yeah. No, I like this. This is a good set. This is a good card, sorry. Yeah. Very good card, I think. I mean, in limited, yeah, it's probably still good because you're probably going to have excess lands and you can just blow one of them up, draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is probably really good. Irascible Wolverine? A 3 mana 3/2 when it enters the battlefield, exile top card of your library. You may play that this turn. You can plot it so you can pay it for free later. Again, these are nice little cards. Like, a 3 mana 3/2 that can exile the top card of your library that you can play, that would be okay. But because you can plot it, I suppose plotting it does make it slower, but I don't think that's too bad, especially with that one that gives something haste. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because plot will slow you down a turn, but it will mean you have a really, really explosive turn later on. We'll have to see. Iron Fist Pulverizer. A 5 mana 4/5 with reach. I like the reach. I was saying we're going to need some reach against all those flying creatures. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, it deals 2 damage to target opponent and you scry 1. I'd probably run one just for the 4/5 with reach. And if you've got a bunch of what's it called? Plot. If you've got a bunch of plot cards, you can probably trigger this several turns in a row, or 2 or 3 turns in a row in limited, and that's good. Mostly just for the scry. I don't think you care too much about doing 2 damage to your opponent, unless it's the last 2, but you do care about the scry. So I like this card. I think this card's okay as well. I like a lot of these cards in this set. The last set was just kind of boring, so this is really doing it for me. A 3 mana 3/3 with reach, and when it becomes plotted, deal 2 damage to any target. So, I don't understand plotted. I'm going to have to go watch a YouTube video about plotted to see if you plot face up or whether you plot face down. I mean, this one, at least when you plot it, your opponent knows what it is because you say it deals 2 damage to any target. I think this card is probably good. I mean, like I said, it's a 3/3 with reach for 3. I'd play that. And then if you can wait some turns, you can plot it, deal 2 damage to something, kill something off, and then later play it again as a 3/3 with reach. So it's fine. I need to go look up how plotted works, though. Magda the Horde Master. Magda's back. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever you commit a crime, create a tapped treasure token. Only once each turn. Fine. Red has a lot of ways to commit crime as well, so it's fine. Sacrifice 3 treasures, create a 4/4 red scorpion dragon creature token with flying and haste. This card's good. You have to kill her immediately. There's been some other... There was... now the things that make treasure I'm actually okay with. Hell to pay as well. Hell to pay into Magda. Sacrifice all those excess treasures and get some 4/4s. That's decent. They have haste as well. So they just start smashing. Yeah, Magda's good. Magda's very good. Yeah. Is this the best card we've seen so far? Well, no. Maybe. I like Gisa, but I don't... this might be better. No, because Gisa does it a lot easier, doesn't she? Well, they both have commit crime. But then this only makes one, and then Gisa just makes... Yeah, no, Gisa's better. But this is still very good, I think. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be very good. Especially with all the ways you can make treasure. Not just in this set, but in general. In Limited, you can still do it a lot in this set as well. So, yeah, very good. Magebane Lizard. 2 mana for a 1/4. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, it deals damage. It deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-creature spells they've cast this turn. Okay. Sure. I don't know. This is... again, this is one of those... This is like a sideboard card. If you're going up against like the saving up, plotting, spell slinging deck, you put as many of these as you can cram into your deck. If you're playing up against like white flying creatures, this is fucking worthless. So, yeah. I think you just leave it in your sideboard, and depending on what your opponent plays in the first game, you put this in or take it out. Or, yeah, you put this in instead of other things. But, yeah, I don't... This card isn't good by itself, I don't think. Mine Raider. 3 mana for a 3/2 with Trample. It's an outlaw, so you can also give it haste and all the rest of that stuff. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another outlaw, create a treasure. Yeah, it's good. 3 mana, 3/2 with Trample that creates treasure if you've got other dudes and you're in red. And so you're probably going to have a whole bunch of other dudes. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Outlaws Fury. 3 mana, instant speed. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. But nothing else. If you control an outlaw, exile top card of your library until end of turn, you may play that card. This is like the most mediocre of... Oh no, wait, it's all creatures you control. Maybe you run like one of these. Having a singular overrun effect is pretty good. We haven't seen any in red that would be good, that like attached to anything that would be better than this. Yeah, okay. This is probably playable. Yeah, this is probably good. Prickly Pear. A 3 mana 2/2 that creates one of the 1/1 mercenaries. Okay, sure. Technically, it's 3/3 for 3, I guess. Again, I'm not sure how to rate these mercenary things. I guess, sure. Quick Draw. 1 mana instant target creature you control gets +1/+1 against first strike. Creatures target opponents control lose first strike and double strike. Oh, this is good. Yeah. Pretty much guarantees your creature wins whatever it's in a fight with, because yours gets first strike and +1/+1, and theirs loses any ability to hit back. Yeah, good card. Quilled Charger. A 4 mana, 4/3. When it attacks while saddled, it is a 5/5 with Menace. But you're saddling a 2 power card, which would be 6 damage if this wasn't saddled. So you're essentially using this to keep the saddled creature alive and still get damage in. I'd say this card's mediocre at best. I mean, it's still a 5/5 on the attack with Menace, as long as it's saddled, but I just think there's... I mean, maybe you run like one of these just to have like a big thing. Sure. Reckless Lackey. A 1... Wow. Holy shit, this thing's good. What? A 1 mana 1/2 with first strike and haste that for 3 you can draw a card and create a treasure token. This card's gross. I mean, you play this turn 1, like, goodbye Rampaging Goblin, you fucking suck. This is a 1 mana 1/2 that swings first turn and has first strike, so it beats anything apart from itself. This probably beats turn 2 creatures. Well, no, because they might have some 2/2s, but this is really, really good. I like this card. This is very good. I'd run like 2 or 3 of these. Resilient Roadrunner. 2 mana for a 2/2 with haste. Is this Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote? Okay. 2 mana for a 2/2 haste protection from coyotes, yeah. And for 3 mana, it can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. I mean, sure, I'd play this. 2 mana 2/2 with haste and protection. Where's the coyote? Oh, this. This is Wile E. Coyote. And it's chasing the Roadrunner. It's like one screen side by side. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I play both of them. I like both of them. Things with haste make me happy, so I'll play both of them. Return the Favor. 3 mana to copy target instant spell, sorcery spell, activate ability or triggered ability. Choose new cards for targets for the copy. Sure. Or change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. So for 4 mana, you can change the target of your opponent's kill spell to one of their creatures, then copy it and kill another one of their creatures. Yes, I like this card just because it's the ultimate fuck you know. This is a Uno reverse card with a ×2 staple to it, and I'm a big fan. I mean, I don't know how good. No, it's got to be like. This is one of those ones where maybe it sits in your hand and it isn't particularly useful if your opponent's just beating your ass with creatures. But like, come on, when you pull it off, this card's fucking hilarious. I'd run this. Rodeo Pyromancers. 4 mana for a 3/4. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, add 2. Sure. This is fine. I mean, maybe with plot because you're casting things for free. Generating mana. Sure, this is probably good. I'd have to, see it in action, but this is probably fine. I'm not super excited about this one, but there's probably some dirty combo you can do with this. I just don't know it. Scale Storm Summoner. A 3 mana 3/3, sure. Whenever it attacks, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Probably pretty good, actually. With all those mercenaries, you can give things +1 power with a lot. This doesn't necessarily need to go into a deck with big things. This just needs a couple of mercenaries to... this needs 1 mercenary to pump itself. Whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, yeah, so itself. So you need 1 mercenary to pump itself, then attack, and you create a 3/1 token. This is a good... That's a very good card. I actually might have underestimated the mercenaries if there's more stuff like this in here. Scorching Shot. 2 mana, 5 damage. It's removal, we take it. Slick Shot Show Off. Okay. 2 mana for a 1/2 with flying and haste. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it becomes a 3/2. And you can plot it. It's got flying, it's got haste, it can get stronger, it's got all the things you want, and it smashes your opponent in the face. This is probably just really good. Stingerback... What? Stingerback Terror is a 4 mana 7/7 flying trample. That gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand. Good thing you're playing red and have ejected that shit into the board. And it's got plot 3 so you can play it later. This card is really good. Absolutely fucking incredible, right? Because you just plot all the cards you want, vomit the cards you don't, and then you have a turn that's draw a card. Oh look, I play the land. Vomit your plot cards, and this is a 7/7 with trample. And if you've got the coyote, it's probably got haste as well. So you just smash. Like, yeah, this card's really good. Holy shit. Also, big fan of the Scorpion Dragon. That sounds like nightmare fuel, and I love it. Take for a ride. Okay. 3 mana, sorcery, but it has flash as long as you've committed a crime this turn. Oh, wait, you can take one of your opponent's creatures in there at instant speed? That's really good, by the way. Your opponent attacks with a bunch of stuff, you just nick their dude and block with their own creature, removing 2 sets of damage. Yeah. This can be very good as long as you can like do something in your opponent's turn to trigger the flash effect and still have enough mana to play this. The thing is, I don't really care about game control stuff, but then I get screwed over by it sometimes, so I'm going to give this a I wouldn't run it, but it's going to hurt me sometime out of 10. Because that's what happens with these cards. Terror of the Peaks is back. Oh, mate, I love this card. This card is so good. 5 mana, yeah, 5/4 flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell that targets it, they lose 3 life. Or they have to pay 3 to cast it. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it gets to ping something for that creature's power. This is a reprint. It was... I mean, it's a limited nuke. Like, it's so good. You play this, and if your opponent doesn't answer it, they're probably dead. Because every creature you play afterwards is either going to ping them in the face, blow up a creature, and this is just going to start smashing them in the air. This card is so good. It was so good the first time it came around, and even though it didn't see a massive amount of play in Limited because it dies to Doomblade, or in Standard because it dies to Doomblade, I really like this card. I'm really happy with the red cards. God, I hope I get some good red cards when I go to my pre-release. Thunder Salvo. 2 mana, deals X damage to type creature, where X is 2, so 2 mana for 2 damage, plus the number of spells you've cast this turn. Okay. Yeah. This is like play a bunch of plotted cards, blow up something. It's not half bad. I think that's pretty good. Because at bare minimum it's 2 for 2 damage, which isn't great, but it's not the worst card ever printed in the world, so sure. Trick Shot. 5 mana, deals 6 damage to target creature and 2 damage to up to 1 other target creature token. It's instant speed removal, we run it. I think that's the last card. Yeah, weirdly, the red cards stop at T. But yeah, it's instant speed removal, 6 damage is a lot, and 2 damage to a token probably kills any token. We've seen mercenary tokens, and that's about it. Apart from the blue card that multiplies things into tokens. But if your opponent's got that down, you're probably screwed anyway. There's some really good red cards. I mean, Terror of the Peaks. This Stinger back Terror is really good. I think this Scale Storm Summoner could be really good as well. I like the Roadrunner and I like the Coyote. There's a lot of really nice red cards. I think red impressed me, actually. I think red's got some good stuff. But